Now the rails are snapped into place. We simply drop the hard drive right into place into the case. Toolless operation. Very handy. The hard drive is now installed. We'll do the same procedure with the second drive. The hard drives are now installed into the case. Now I'm going to go ahead and install the card reader and the optical drives. I had to remove the bottom graphics card because this card reader is a USB component. It has to plug into that port down there, and the graphics card was in the way. I had to remove it to get to the USB header. Once I get this thing back in, I'll put the graphics card back in. So we're going to unbox our card reader. Which they come with a black and silver faceplate. All we need is a black one on this one. It's a pretty simple device. It reads the cards that go into your camera and that kind of stuff, like SD cards, CF cards, and all that. And it also includes a USB port. You're going to use these little slides that go into the side of the drive. Very simple. They just snap right into place. Same goes for the hard drives and the optical drives. Now the drive rails are installed, it's now time to go ahead and install this into the case. However, to do that we'll have to remove what's called the front bezel. In most cases the front bezel should just pull right off. However, there are some times where certain cases in particular have screws in the front bezel, which is very annoying. However, this one is the simple pull-off type. As you see, it didn't have much force. It's very simple to remove. Even the good thing about this particular case is that the switches and LEDs are separated from the front bezel, so you don't have to worry about all the cords and mess coming out with it. Very good case indeed. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and install a 120mm fan into this fan port that snaps into the front of the case. This will ensure that there's plenty of air going across the hard drives, and this will make sure that the system overall is getting plenty of air. Installing a fan in this case is very simple. In terms of the intake fan. All you do is just snap it in place into this little shroud. You can now have installed this fan on front. Now's a good time to go ahead and put this card reader into place. And then after that we'll proceed on with putting the optical drives in. Toolless operation. Now I'll go ahead and remove these snap ends. These can be a little bit tricky to remove at times. A lot of cases are like this. And move the second one because we're going to be putting in two optical drives. Now we'll go ahead and unwrap our optical drives. Now that both optical drives have been unpacked, now we can put the drive rails on the side and install them into the case. Now the drive rails are installed, the drives are going to install them into the case. And now we'll go ahead and put the front bezel back on the front of the case. But remember, before you put the front bezel back on, you gotta remove 2 of the 5 1/4 inch dry base shields. They just pop right out. It's very simple. Now replace the front bezel. Now the front bezel has been successfully reinstalled. Now we'll go ahead and plug the USB connector into the motherboard. Now it's time to go and plug in what's called these SATA cables that go to the hard drives and optical drives. They go plugged into the motherboard down here. Now it's time to go in and unpack the power supply. This particular power supply boasts plenty of power for this configuration. The person who's getting the system wanted to have a system that has lots of capability now, but also had the room to upgrade later on, such as doing a triple crossfire configuration on the video cards. And we want to make sure we have plenty of power for this rig. And I figured we should go ahead and get Corsair quality, so might as well. There you have it. Corsair TX 950 watt power supply. As you see, this power supply is the top of the line. This particular version, anyway. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it's not modular, but that's okay. This thing has a lot of weight to it. Of course, it's a 950 watt power supply. Of course, here's our cord. Notice it's thicker than what you typically get. See, it's got 2 floppy adapters. It's got a case badge, some zip ties. We'll probably need some of them. Go ahead and take this bag off. And under that is also wrapped in a plastic bag. Very cool.